start again, and we're going to see. And I think we may be back. Maybe. I see it live, but I don't see... Okay, I think we're back, and I apologize. That one wasn't my fault. I'll just say right away that was Barry kicking us off. So we will see what's going on. Our poor editor is going to have a hard time putting this all together, but so we'll... I guess...
Timestamp.
Yeah, we'll just hang out, I guess. And people may come back in, and then we'll give it over. Okay, so Barry is watching us. So now I can publicly, in front of everyone, say, Barry, thank you for kicking us off the stream midstream. Please don't do that again. Again, I apologize, but that wasn't us this time. The first time it was me. I'll own up to that. But the second time, that's Barry's fault. So when he comes back, make sure you give him a real hard time about it. I don't remember where we were, but I'll wait for some people to come back in. And meanwhile, I'm scanning the market and not seeing a lot. All right, so if I had missed any questions, if anyone who had a question typed in that I didn't get to is coming back, just please type it again. Sorry, the chat got lost when we got disconnected there. I was rambling about something, but I ramble so much about stuff that... okay, I think Barry's saying he's streaming now, so we just might want to give it back to him before he boots us back off again. But first, before I go, I'll say, Chris, thanks for coming out. I think we did.
Sure.
I think we did a good job, and I kind of like the flow of two people. So if you guys, and I know there's only about 10 of you in here, but if you guys liked the two people kind of shooting the shit versus one, please just give a thumbs up. You know, the algorithm likes that. It will get us content pushed out to more people. And the more people we get watching these streams, the more we will, the more work and everything that we can put into this, right? It just justifies us doing these kind of streams. So again, back to Barry, and I will talk to you guys. I'm usually on Wednesdays. If you want to see me, I will be on Wednesday next week. And again, thanks again, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. Good chat. Wait, you guys.
All right, guys. I don't know if you can hear me in the YouTube room. Can somebody give me a shout out? I appear like I'm streaming, but I don't know for sure. So, Mike C. Okay, good. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to do a reboot, and I think I accidentally stopped the stream and all that, so I do apologize. All right, let me just have to do some rearranging of my windows on my other monitors. So just give me a moment here. Is it Friday afternoon? Okay, again, just give me one moment as I get a couple of charts up and running. and start to get rid of some of these that I use in the pre-market. Give me a moment here. All right, I think I'm back. Man, oh man. One more thing to do. One more thing to do. Just give me a connection here. Jeez. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay. All right, so what's happening? How did rail end up? So rail did finally pull back. I think as rail predicted, right above, right up at this level here, just underneath 7. SPY is moving higher. GAN is moving down. Nothing changes since I left. GAN continues to move down. Just a minute, please. ORBC just showing up. I know real you see this one. I know you see it, and it is shortable, yes. I know you see it, but it has already come back quite a bit. That really popped is come back. ORBC. You know, the BOEX might be interesting next week. You know, if it can take out this 11 right here, lots and lots of resistance right around 11. They have legitimate news. Okay, legitimate news. We work. Going to go public through these guys. Yeah, the problem is I can never get it up here at 768. That popped and came right back down. So I'm pretty sure nobody could, well, I shouldn't nobody, but it would have been very difficult to short it right at the top here. Plus, it's not really a setup yet, unless you just guess that that's the high. Man, IQ, look at this, continuing. TME, IQ, China stocks. I mean, IQ may have some support right around here, 1762 or so on that monthly chart. But I mean, right now, I mean, look at this, devastation. I mean, this was what, $29 stock, $11 drop in 3 days. And TME, the same sort of thing. Man, I had this short too a long time ago at the TME. So this is, you know, again, as a watch list, guys, remember, they use use the AI like a watch list. You know, sometimes they set up later on, several times during the day. I noticed that, you know, TME, look what it did. It dropped, came back up, and dropped again. So, I mean, as a watch list, keep watching. And VIAC just, wow, Viacom. Oh, I mean, this was just flying high. And then I think they did a financing here. Man, oh man. VIAC just tanking. I know Real mentioned it pre-market, but You know, look how it was flying. Cut in half, guys, in about 3 days. I mean, this was as high as 101. We're down to 52 and sinking. I mean, it feels like the market's down 1,000 points. I mean, the market, all the indices are up, but some of these things that we're seeing are just tanking. For the ORBC, in terms of a short or going long? Okay, just one moment, please. Wow, IQ, guys, is... I mean, maybe some support here. I mean, that's at 1650. That's not that far away. No, I saw it was... No, I know it was a CNBC stock. I wasn't sure if you meant... I mean, this is... Yeah, I mean, it's pretty challenging right now. Let's see if it gets back up to 756. We now have the... Czech ships that are stuck in the Suez Canal sector. Yeah, I don't look at the level 2 at all, John. So I don't. I just think too many games played. I mean, obviously, it's got room to 32 if it wants to keep going. Maybe a little stalling there at 28.67. You know, just have to look at the weekly charts. A little area right there. You know, possibility to get up there. It's had a nice day, a nice week. Just a minute. Things are happening all around me. Stop it. Fang. I'm just wishing, I mean, I know I don't chase things, but man, oh man, chasing TME or IQ just down. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, JB. I think you know I was kidding. No, I was... Yeah. All right, so there, it's right at these highs here, ORBC. Let's see if it can challenge up here before we maybe pile into a short here for ORBC. And yet, you look. I mean, these ones that are, I mean, mainly the China stocks are just getting trashed. But you know, Viacom is not a China stock. At least last time I looked, it wasn't. Make sure it's not owned by. Maybe it's owned by. And this is halted on the way down. VIAC, IQ. Oh. No, somebody, Meg, you said stocks don't get halted on the way down. So here's one. Viacom halted on the way down and just resumed. Got to be a reason. I don't understand the reason for it. Quite frankly, I know they did a financing up here, but I mean, look what it was doing for months. All of a sudden, in 3 days, all of this is just wiped out. It's completely wiped out. I'm sure Disc is the same. Yeah. Communication stocks. So communication stocks. Yeah. Well, Disc and Viacom, I think, are kind of. I don't think they're kind of linked, but. But something's got to be wrong. Something's got to be happening here. I mean, I don't get it. Meanwhile, VIPS, after this big surge, it's making its way down. Maybe there's some support right around here for VIPS, which is about 26.90, maybe that 27 level. Maybe. I mean, there's a little bit of action right here on the weekly chart. Get that zipper up. Okay. Not the one you're thinking. FNGD. FNGD. So this is the inverse. How are yin and yang doing? Look at TME. My goodness, TME, IQ, take your pick. Guys, am I stuck here? I think this looks like this is stuck. My indices are stuck. I mean, I'm looking at an IB. It says SPY is up, so that is looks like that's correct. Oh, I get it is moving. Okay. Well, here's your next level, 14 for TME. Wow. Cut in half. Now it is officially cut in half. Yeah, but these China stocks are the ones that are getting really trashed. You're looking at the TME, VIPS. Modestly. I mean, yeah, I see the SPY on the 15-minute, maybe a little bit, but not. I mean, there's a 2-minute. Oh, well, 5-minute. Okay. Yeah, 5-minute, a bit of a, but it had a great run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So an hour and 15 minutes. Almost straight up for the SPY. But look at this. I mean, the ones that are being tracked in this compare count window, when I just rebooted, 98% down, 2% up. And you can see the red here. These are the ones that I'm tracking. Just to let you understand what this is doing. So it's taking these two competing strategies. Here are the filters. So I'm looking for stocks making new highs between 5 and 50 cents and $30, 300,000 shares. This is, the last minute has to be 300% of normal, up 2%, etc., okay? Competing against stocks that are making new lows with all the other, and with this one flip filter, stock has to be down at least 2%. So competing, and look at this, I mean 98% versus 2%. Even though the market's up. A robotic stock? Sure, why not? China, though. I mean, it's obviously sold off. It was up to 83, sold off. To me, this is a really tough looking daily chart. You know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, if you're thinking about, you know, if this stalls it up here at 80, I guess so. Can we get this setting on the website? So when you say the setting, are you talking about my layout? You can get it, except you won't have, well, okay, I had just added this one yesterday. You won't have this, you won't have Brokerage Plus either. But you can load most of, and you can take a look at all the scans that I'm sharing. Just give me a moment. So really what I wouldn't do is load my layout, okay? I'm talking to somebody in our YouTube room from the website. If you're using the website, our website version, don't load my layout. The problem is, a couple of problems. You won't get this Brokerage Plus window, number one. Website only has a maximum of 5 charts allowed. You can see right here, this has got 6 or 7. So it's going to give you some error message. So what I would do instead is just take a look at the individual scans that I'm sharing. So when you click on when you do click on my home page, click on my home page, and here's the scan section. So here are the individual scans. So for instance, the basic new highs and lows, it is here. You know, you can load it. Okay, but I wouldn't load my layout. I mean, here's my layout up here. I wouldn't load it because you're going to get some error messages, I think, because it's going to tell you've exceeded the number of charts and all that. So you can save my link. You can save my homepage link and take a look at all the scans later on if you want. Now the other thing too is that I'm assuming you're using the web-based version, either A, because you're using a Mac, or you're on a tablet or something. Otherwise, I mean, if you can use the downloadable app, much better. Yeah, I'm just looking at LIVX. Well, you can make a info@trade-ideas.com. Make a suggestion, okay? Oops, forgot that one. Or you can just make your own symbol list with them in there. Just make your own symbol list. Put them in there. So, or it's right here. Just click on my home page, okay? My home page, and it's right here in the scan section, and right at the top, my layout. Except for this, the compare count, which I just kind of added yesterday. I might redo it. Somebody just mentioned WKEY. Yes, WKEY. I'll bet you it is exploding. Yes. And the rest of them are not following suit yet. So this is again an NFT play, but the rest of them are not following suit. Like look at DLPN. It's doing nothing, really. To auction the first ever secure luxury non-fungible token. Just looking at the news here. That happened at 1 o'clock. On March 31st, 2021. So that's next week, obviously. Give me a moment, please. It's not shortable for me anyway at Interactive Brokers, and that's a WKEY. Well, none of it is, well, when you say real, none of it is real other than, I mean, it's digital. It's all digital stuff. You know, people are dumping all over this. Listen, the concept is, I don't want to say valid, but I mean, you know, people who buy art, okay, and spend, you know, $100 million on a piece of, on some art, and then they lock it away. They don't display it. It's just sitting there in some room somewhere. What's the difference? You know, maybe they sell it later on if it goes up in value. So now you've got some digital art or digital something or other. You lock it away, and if you sell it later on, you got to read more about it. I mean, you know, things like, I know LeBron James is trying to do a bunch of stuff for himself, his photos, dunks, videos, things like that, and authenticate it. Whether you believe in it or not, it's happening. I know I'm talking to anybody specifically. I'm just talking in general. All right, DSKE, what do you do? Okay, support activities for transportation. Oh man, oh man. I hate to bring this one up, but this is, you know, this had another big pop. It just got halted again on the way down. Okay, got halted on the way down. Where are you, Meg? You were, Meg, I don't know if she's still in the room or the person is still in the room. Yeah, music industry, exactly. These artists, so they're saying that these artists from the past may be able to make a heck of a lot more money they ever made in concerts and selling records, if you can believe it. Now, I don't know who they are, but you know, but I mean, yeah, it's a, We can say that we were at the forefront. We saw this all in the Trade Ideas room when it first started. No, I don't have it as a pink sheet stock, Michael. Yeah, I don't think so, because I'm looking at Interactive Brokers. It doesn't appear that it's a pink sheet stock. All right, well, here's another one going. HOFV now, popping along with the W key. All right, guys, give me a moment, please. Something wacky is happening on my other monitor, so I just have to do something. See if I can do something about it. Give me a moment, please, guys. I have to, there's something going on that I have to get to the bottom of. Okay, so are you new to Trade Ideas? I'm trying to answer your question. Tijl, I'm sorry if I'm probably not pronouncing it. TIJL. I'm trying to answer your question. What things should I look for on screeners? I mean that will really be up to you. It depends what sort of a trader you are, but I'm a momentum trader. So I am a momentum trader. Doesn't mean you have to be one. So I like to see stocks near the highs and lows of the day. Are you new to Trade Ideas? If you're new to Trade Ideas, I would suggest you do something like this. Number one, take a look at the 20 short lessons. Okay, number one, that'll get you started. Well, are you new to trading? If you're new to trading, this is not easy, okay? You want to be a momentum trader. Well, I mean, one of the things, okay, a couple of things that I do. First of all, take a look at the 20 short lessons, all right? That'll get you started. The other thing is to take a look. I'm sharing a couple of scans that might be, well, one scan that might be of interest to you. If you click on my homepage link and go to the scan section, okay, you go to my homepage and go to the scan section. One of the ones I've got is Momentum Up. Okay, so you can take a look at it. That may be something of interest to you. But just because you get an alert doesn't mean you take the trade. So I don't know how new you are to trading. Remember, this program is called Trade Ideas for a reason. It's giving you an idea, but if you're very new to trading, first of all, I would suggest that you try our simulator first. Practice trading with our simulator. Yeah, so to do the simulator, there's the toolbar. You'll see something called Brokerage Plus. Just click on Sim, and then you can practice trading, okay? If you're new to trading, I'll almost make it mandatory that before you commit money to the market, practice trading. It uses our real-time data, so it doesn't matter who your broker is. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're starting right from scratch, understanding how to read charts, that is another huge thing you're going to have to learn how to do, reading charts. So my homepage is here, okay? Becha. You guys challenge me every time I see these names. I'm not sure how to pronounce them. So I'm going to say Becha. Anyway, right here, homepage, my homepage. Okay, could you see that tab right there? And then there's the link for it. And click on the link, and this is what you'll see. And this is the scan section. A lot of other information though on my homepage. The trade of the week, the recap videos I do, all sorts of education links are here. And that's good for you too. In fact, Tigil, if you click on my homepage link, okay, and scroll all the way to the bottom, right to the bottom, you see where it says back to basics? If you're new to trading, I really recommend you take a look at this. Okay, take a look at this. These are just very quick videos. Literally, what is a stock? Okay, as basic as you can get. So this treats you and anybody else. I don't mean just you, but if you're brand new to trading, you keep hearing about how people are making oodles of money, right? Well, I'm not saying this is going to get you started to making lots of money. All I'm saying is that this will start you right from scratch. Okay. LiveX, I'm sure you were all over the LiveX reel. I mean, 689, I'm seeing the alert a few times. It got right to the high here. What did it do? Let's see. Did not get through that whole number. I have no idea, Michael. I have no idea. I don't look at the market in a macro sense. I really don't. I mean, if you know, it depends on the sector, of course. I mean, if we believe that an infrastructure bill is going to actually pass and lots of money, I mean, then you know you can rotate into sectors like that. But I don't know. Wow, this is just 2250. Let's see, last week or 2 weeks ago, the high for this WKEY was 2250. Well, I mean, look, a lot of what we do in this trading room, a lot of us, of course, are intraday traders. Okay, so consequently, that's why that the macro is not a big is not as big a deal. So what we're always looking for, I mean, today we just happen to, well, we didn't just happen on it. I mean, you could see in the pre-market, for some reason, all these China education stocks were just ripping. So you have to concentrate on them. You know, Monday it could be something else. It could be the NFTs coming back. Tuesday it could be crypto. You know, Wednesday it could be nothing. So I mean, this is all. This is the excitement of being more of an intraday trader. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Day to day. When you're a swing trader, you're trying to gauge on something that the overall either your sector you're in or maybe your particular company, you're reading up on it, etc., looking at fundamentals, charts. I just don't do that. So wait. No shorts for me. No shorts for WKEY at Interactive Brokers. Yeah, I'm just going to delete that post, Paul. All right, what time is it? 1:24. I'm not getting any new alerts. Go sit in the corner. Oh, Zach can't hear me. Zach cannot hear me. I always forget that he has me on mute. All right, guys. So I have no new alerts. Don't like to see this little hourglass. Okay, good. Yikes. What's going on? Meg. I just wanted to say to you, you mentioned, Meg, you mentioned how come stocks don't get halted on the way down. I just wanted to point out that Viacom did, a couple others, because you mentioned that earlier. How come? How do you find a list of over 8,000 stocks listed on the exchange? I don't know. Do a Google search. Why would you want that? There's probably a way you can find a list of all Nasdaq stocks, all the S&P 500 stocks, but just do, I guess, a Google search. Man. Another one that gapped up early, Yalla gapped up early, looked like it was going to rip higher and then down. Michael, are you a Trade Ideas subscriber, or have you ever been a Trade Ideas subscriber? Just out of curiosity. Because of course, you're talking about Yahoo. Of course, Trade Ideas can do all of that. Okay, fair enough. Alexis, good afternoon. No, there's another Michael in the other room. Michael, YouTube Michael? No. There's another Michael in the other room. So, Alexis, are you a subscriber to Trade Ideas? So, again, I'm not sure I know how to answer your question. So, when you say, what do I feel would be your next step? I mean, have you ever traded before? Okay, so 3 weeks. I mean, you're brand new. Before I would do anything, I would practice trading using the simulator. Okay, before I would do anything else, practice trading using the simulator. It might take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year. I know that's not what you or other people want to hear. That you want to start trading right away because you read about all the money that can be made. Trading is not easy. I know I say it all the time. Trading is not easy. That's why we have this simulator here. So only accessible if you're using the app. If you're using our web-based version, then it's not available. But practice on the simulator then, okay? If you've got your trading plan, then practice first. It's using our real-time data. Okay, so I would practice, and see how it goes. You say you want to scalp, you want to do some momentum trading. Um, we have a momentum channel from the channel bar. You can take a look at that. Where is it? Momo, it's called, Momentum right here as an example. Remember, everything in the channel bar is a layout. So before you click on anything here, make sure you do save if you have a layout up and running, make sure you do save that layout to the cloud, or your layout to the cloud. You can only have one layout loaded at a time. So you can try, take a look at this and see the ideas that are generated. And, if you think you understand, I think that's a good one. Well, see. Practice trading first. Now, if you're new to trading and you're saying you want to scalp, I mean, that is, that's tough. I wouldn't recommend it, but, I'm not going to block you from doing it. The red bar on top of a chart. What red bar are you talking about? Are you talking about the shaded areas or? Oh, okay, Demetrius, I think I understand. Well, it's the same in the simulation, okay? In the simulator. So what I was saying, like in the AI as an example, let's just say for fun, well, this is a good one actually, but this is not, okay. Let's take a look at VIPs, okay, VIPS. This is a short from the AI, okay? 31.27 on the short, down to 27.26. Now, let's just say that the AI was not out of the trade at all, okay? Maybe an algo didn't kick in. I see a target got hit, but big deal. Let's just say it wasn't. And then it started to reverse. Okay? So as a trader, you would never, ever not start to sell some or cover. In this case, you're short. You would never allow it to keep going up and, even come back up to where it's shorted and then go into a negative position, as a trader. So the AI, I mean, yeah, it's a machine at work, but it's not infallible. So as a trader, you always have to be aware of what's happening. Let me see if I can find one on the long side. But let's pretend. Let's pretend that this one. What if this were an AI alert right here at 10:27, and it got all the way up to $11, and it started to drop, and yet the AI, for whatever reason, no algo kicked in, a target didn't happen, an algo didn't happen, that booted you out of the trade, and you let it get all the way down here. You would never do that as a trader, right? At least I don't think you should. You can always sell some, maybe half, some percentage here to protect your gain, so that if it actually went all the way back down to where you bought it, well, at least you've made some money. Okay. Now, if you want to hold on, you sell a bit here. Now this allows you to kind of hold on here. You're not as anxious because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't taken anything out and it's continuing down. Now you can kind of hold on, and yeah, in this case, it came back up. Okay, so that's what I talk about. Yeah, with the AI especially, because sometimes you'll see, like, why is the AI still in this trade? I don't mean this, but in a specific trade. Okay, target. Let me look at target. Let's see if it's the same for me. Yeah, so I don't have a red bar, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about. It might be. I think I do know though. It'll happen when you click on an alert real time, and you see a red bar. I think that what that is, and it doesn't happen every time. It's looking left to see where the next high is. Okay, on the daily and the weekly charts. That's what it's looking at. But I have to have a real time alert for that to happen. But that is in essence what it's looking at. But I don't have a real-time alert to check it. Doesn't matter if it's target. Yeah, but it also it depends on when I click on the alert. It's not going to show up. Okay, so the fact that you have it on your screen, I would have to click on it. I'm just looking for anything that's going up. Yeah, even this. I mean, I was demonstrating this earlier on. Okay, this was a trade, an NM. I demonstrated, how to use the simulator. So at one point, I was up $62. You would never let that. I mean, not that 62 is a huge number, nor is losing 100 a huge number. But you would. What if that were 400, and now this is, negative 100? Okay, you would never let that happen as a trader. Okay, well then it's just looking left, Michael. It's looking left and showing you where the next high is. Looking left on that weekly or daily chart. If it's a solid red line, that's what that is. I'm just trying to find something that's going up. Okay, so Alexis, you need our premium service for that. I don't know if you're a premium subscriber. And then, you can create your own alert, your own strategy in an alert window, and then running the backtester. I don't use the backtester at all. Okay, so, but, it's a powerful tool if you've got the time and patience to use it. But it's, I don't use it at all anymore. I have no more time anymore. So I used to a few years ago. Okay, so you have a yearly premium subscription. Okay, well, you're ready to rock and roll. Did I say that? Boy, I'm not seeing anything making a new high. Not in the last little while. Not on the scans that I have. I don't mean there is nothing in the universe not making a new high, but yeah. So Alexis, I like to see, for instance, if I back tested my option scan, it probably wouldn't test very well. I don't care. I just want to see the alerts from them. Okay, then I make a decision whether I want to trade it or not. In my option scan, I get very few alerts anyway, so it's not like I'm getting inundated. So if I back tested this, it may look terrible. I don't care because I like the ideas that are generated, and then I can make up my mind if I want to trade it or not. So the back tester for something like that, and this is my favorite scan. These are just generating ideas all day long. Again, not very many. But yeah, to back test, I mean, you got to have the time. And my excuse, quite frankly, is after doing 7 hours of this, the last thing I want to do is spend another 2 or 3 hours trying to back test something. Give me a moment, please. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Still, look at this. Nothing in this competitive scan, is what I'll call it, my competitive scan, the compare count window, nothing on the way up. Oh, absolutely not mandatory. No, Alexis, not mandatory at all. And I'm sorry to hear about being laid off. Oh, I love trading a lot, Bruce. My head would explode if if I don't take a break. If you don't think I love Fridays, next week 4 days, only 4 day week next week. Good Friday is next week. Next Friday. MU. See, has earnings next week. So looking at what, to short it? I mean, a break right there, I guess. The 8 EMA for a little bit of a short, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of extended already, though, in the 2 and the 5. Yeah, Good Friday is next Friday, so market 4 day week celebration. Well, market is definitely moving down. Dow's still up, but it's starting to drift down. But I mean, yeah, not getting anything new here in terms of something that moved higher. I have no, maybe others, maybe somebody else saw the interview. I have no opinion really. I mean, look, they had their big moment in the sun a couple of days ago. Well, a few days. Obviously, it's an NFT, but with DLPN. But DLPN, I mean, it's sorry, DLPN. The LPN, I mean, it's not tanking, but I mean, it's coming way off the highs, way off. I mean, it's cut in half, and that was the reason for HOFE a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, doing this. So I have no opinion on it. Man, look at that. Well, Fubo, of course. So, TV. I guess this makes sense. Okay, look, will it hold? There's the 200-day moving average right there. 2140-ish or so, 2151. So we're about $1 away from the 200 moving average. Some of these are just so darn tempting just to keep chasing down. I have to resist the urge. Yeah, well, this tells the tale, guys. 94% versus 6%. 94% stocks are making new lows versus 6% making new highs in this compare count window. Yeah, so first of all, from the website, this is, I might have to, it won't be ready though. Maybe for Monday. Yeah, I can give you guys this one. I just loaded it yesterday. So there it is, compare count window. It's just a compare count window. I shouldn't say just, but that's what it is. It's a compare count window. So you can do things like, for instance, what if you wanted to take earnings plays? Okay, not that there's anything shaking, but oh, there we go. I was just, let me just sort it better. Okay, so what if you wanted to compare earnings plays up versus earnings plays down? You know, this is what a compare count window can do. Stocks in the oil sector, pick a sector, you know, comparing the ones that are up versus the ones that are down, things like that. So it's like almost like competing strategies, if you will. Okay? Ori, right here, Barry's home page. Barry's home page. Okay? If you can't see it, just scroll up. I mean, it's one of the tabs called Barry's home page. At MK, okay, just click on that tab called Barry's home page. And when you do, this is what you'll see. And one of the sections, my scans. Okay, so that option scan is not one of the ones I'm sharing on the shared screen, but it's right here. This is the one you want. Okay? And here's the overall layout, but does not include this. The overall layout is what you see on my screen that I'm sharing. Obviously, I'm not going to make a layout with every single scan that I've got that I'm sharing. It would be too big. So that's why, you don't have to take my layout at all. You might have your own layout. You might pick and choose some of the ones that might make sense to you. And that's why I'm also saying save my link, because you can always take a look at these later on. These are the 4 that I use in the pre-market. Gap up, gap down, pre-market up, pre-market actives down, okay? These are the 4, that I use for my pre-market work. Okay, so Ori, did you find my tab? You find my tab, Barry's homepage. You find it? How can you not see it? Scroll up, maybe. I know other people say the same thing, but sometimes if you scroll up wherever you are, can you see my screen? Number 1. I don't put you know why I don't do it? I'll do it for you, okay? Because I'd be putting links in all day long, and that's why, I try to get people to go to my homepage. But why can't you see that tab right here, Barry's homepage? I think it's a matter of just scrolling up or something. I don't know. See, I don't see what you guys see. That's the issue. I mean, I see it all the time. I see all these tabs all the time. Well, here's another one. Curie on the way down. Curiosity Stream. Wow, look at this. So what's the low yesterday? It was 1370, just below the low of yesterday. And then looking left, 1327. So it's got, maybe you could stall here, but for maybe a quick scalp, if it maintains under here, because then the next low is here. Doesn't mean that's going to hold it. Yeah, well, at the end of each quarter. You're right, Bruce. I mean, it can be, yes. So this is kind of interesting. This one, supposedly, they're being bought out, going private for $29 a share. So is this in jeopardy? MX. MX as in X, xylophone, not S. MX, magnet chip. You too, the dreamer. Have a great weekend. Can I go too? I don't see a Disca halt, but now it's halted. Just got halted. Wow. I mean, guys, you imagine, okay, so from February of this year, right around February this year, so February the 2nd, Well, it seems like a long time, but it's only about a little less than 2 months had this run, and in 1, 2, 3, 4 days wiped out. So a month of gain wiped out in 4 days, and maybe more. Quite unbelievable. So tech has gone mildly negative. Dow is still up. SPY is still up. The sky is not quite falling. Take a look at the SPY. I mean, the SPY is up. It had the big, down day yesterday, but it recovered. Remember now, it was down here, 383, and it recovered. And there's IQ making another new low. Wow. And it broke down. It broke down through that area. And Hua used to always trade with IQ. HUYA. The nicest day of the year. Okay. IQ. Over and over and over again, she's saying IQ. This is my text to voice right here. IQ, 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 IQ. Over and over again. Wow. Boy, no. I can't remember the last time. You know what I'm going to do? This is what you can also do, clear. You can start sort of afresh and say, okay, now from now, what's going to happen? Forgot how much fun this was, this one. In a way, not quite. In a way, it's sort of like sort of surfing, sort of, because it's just like this ticker that's scrolling. Remember Tell, guys? Remember when we were all going to buy Tell because it was going to get up all the way up here? Remember this? Okay, Disco just resumed and a little another leg down. I mean, look, will the 200-day hold at $30.94, $31? Unbelievable. I mean, look at this. Now this is all wiped out here. So now we have to go back. 2 months now, or almost, we're approaching 2 months being wiped out, almost right in one day. Yeah, no GME is just getting tanked too. I think for a completely different reason, but yeah, I mean, look, the SPY is not, it's still hanging in there. Yeah, I don't doubt it, Cam. And this just got halted. Disc just got halted on the way down. Discovery. Wow. So the tail today was early on China Ed, and later on communication stocks. All right, so all you do is this. So you right click on a chart and go to indicators. Okay, when you go to indicators, one of the indicators is volume. So when you click on volume, it'll ask you, do you want it to be in a new chart area? That's what I've done. I think most people would want it in a new chart area. And then you can play around with the colors. Okay, so my down volume is, I mean, that's just me. Down volume is orange, and my up volume is green, is blue. It's up to you. But excuse me, that'll get you started. Just right click, indicators, and then volume. Okay? Don't forget to save your work. The other thing you can do, well, one of two things. Probably the easiest thing, though, is to create all the indicators that you want in general for all your charts. Certainly your volume. You might want to have the same, maybe you want the Bollinger Bands on every chart. Maybe you want the SMAs, an SMA and an EMA, maybe on every chart. Once you do that, then just have to right click and duplicate, and then that'll duplicate the chart. Change the time frame, to get the different time frame that you want. Or you can right click and save the chart, the overall chart, as a default chart. That's what I would do anyway. Save the chart as a default chart, so that every time if you went to new chart window, this is what's going to happen. All my indicators are there, my volume bars are there, etc. Okay? Disc is halted, yes. Disc K is halted. Again, will that, I mean, it seems crazy to think that it could even come close today, but will that hold it up? The 200-day moving average at 27. Yeah, LC, I see LC is here. Look at LC. Look at this tank job. Wow. And this is not so now it's getting a little more widespread, guys. This is not a communication stock, of course. And NASDAQ is red, yeah. Well, I don't know if it just went red, but And this one was halted earlier. So this just resumed. IKNA just resumed. So this is a glimmer. This is a positive one. I have no idea what the float is. I don't. Oh, this is a new. This is a an IPO, I guess today. Today, IKNA. So that's why. Yeah, this would have been a day to disobey the rules and just chase these ones down. You know, my rule anyway of not chasing. Look at this. I don't even know. It says 1%. Nothing green here. Nothing. And we just got halted, resumed again. This K just resumed again. And no bounce yet. Is GAN a China stock? It is not a China stock. Motion picture. Oh, okay, so it is gaming operations. Headquartered in London. Okay. Well, you can't say that today was not exciting. We had lots and lots of activity. Here's another communications. Great. Ah, there's one. But it's an ETF. FNG, FNGD. William, you're a brave man. Meanwhile, look at this one. Not doing a thing. DSKE. This is not caring what the market's doing. This is interesting. I mean, this has some room looking left on the monthly chart. A little bit of room, maybe up to $10. Kills me that Zach can't hear me. I just said the same thing. Fubo. Look at, okay, guys, look at this. Right on the 200-day moving average now for Fubo, Fubo, right on it, 2151. It's sitting right on top of it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, notice what happened here. See the OI? Why did it show up here? Remember a long time ago, I was demonstrating how you can place a pullback trade. You know, this was OI was up here, and I put a conditional buy order on a pullback for OI down at 14, and I left it in there. So that's why I took the trade. Now, at this point, now this is wrong. We've got some little bug going on here. There's no way the max P&L was $107. We got some kind of a bug going on the auto entries. I don't know what it is. Not on the real account. Well, first of all, this is just, you know, it's a number. If you were trading for real with your IB account, I doubt very much that's going to show. Even if it showed, it doesn't really matter. But at this point, though, if I want to get out of the trade, I just flatten. And with what's happening in the market right now, I'm going to go flatten that trade. Okay, so I just flattened the trade. All right, guys, I'm back. I just had a little bite to eat. All right, now the SPY is starting to fall. Now we're getting that big. So the AI had a couple of great shorts, taking advantage of China, VIPS. Look at that, $29.99, $25.43, and of course the TME, 1834, 1664. So took advantage of China. That's why, as a watch list, you mean we all knew China was getting thumped. After, you know, the beginning of the day, both of these were up, but then all of a sudden, reality sets in. These were getting thumped along with so many other China stocks. Oh, IQ. I mean, yeah, IQ is down big. This is not a China stock, but, you know, media. So anything media in the name, look out. All live X. Take a look at Baidu. Okay, so there's the 200-day moving average for Baidu. Will it hold? 171.60. It looked like it touched it. 174.05, so it got pretty close. What? There's actually a bounce for VIPS. Look at the bounce. I almost have to, well, I almost have to make sure that I have got them both checked because yeah, they're both here. Yes, Pete? All right, well, I guess everybody's in shape. Nobody needs Weight Watchers anymore. So WW moving down also. I'm sure we're going to see so many that are going to, yeah, Fetch, is that a, that's a UK stock actually though, right? Along with LC, the other one was a UK stock. No, I can't remember now anymore. There was another UK stock that was just tanking. Oh, I see the $4 bounce. Yeah. Well, there are going to be some bargoons, perhaps, but you tell me when. Wow. I mean, look at this one. Look at Mac. I remember seeing it in the pre-market, and it looked pretty good up to. Well, it hasn't dropped that much, I guess. It looks worse than it is, but it is now negative. MAC now negative. The low yesterday was, it's hard to tell, looks like it's around 1153 for MAC. Another one that just got halted on the way up, IKNA. So this is a, what was the, let's see who's behind this one. This is an IPO today. Let's see who's behind it. All right. Oh, I remember this, KYN Therapeutics. So is this really an IPO? Or did they just change their name, symbol name? Jeffries, Cowen, Credit Suisse, and William Blair is behind it. Okay, not very many shares either. And so this is way, 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 way above the offering or the suggested open. The IPO price 7.8 million shares. Look at this. Well, okay, so there's a tremendous winner today. And that's the IKNA as an IPO. And halted again. GSX. Not quite. Another education stock that did not take part in the surge of it. This is more like the EDU and the TAL. What I will call the more name China education stocks did not have the rip like the smaller ones this morning. Boy, another one. TFFP on the way down to 1169. I can't. You know what? I'm gonna stay here until I get a green one here. Now there are a couple other. There are some filters in place here too. It's not just it's just not a matter of the stock making a new higher low. It also has to be moving. Yeah, 300% normal in the last minute. Okay, so there has to be a bit of a volume burst too. So it's not just a matter. Well, found two great ones right here. Shorting VIPS and time, TME. Okay, I mean, you have to trade them, but you know they were some great trades on shorting. William. So I mean, look at the bounce now for TME. So we're starting to see some bounces. Yes, some bounces. Yeah, well, here's another one. Just got halted on the way. Well, resumed. Sorry. Wafu was halted on the way down, and now this continues down. And that was a 5-minute halt. Yeah, a lot of halts. GSX halted on the way up. Jeez. What a day. Who says Fridays are boring? It's called moving higher with unusually strong option activity. Had some excellent ones, you know, early on. You don't get very many. These are the repeats. But we had TME right at the beginning. It was awesome. We had Root, which was excellent. Rail, good. Nat, I'm not sure what Nat did really. Yeah, not much. I mean, the alert was at, I think, yeah, 390. It got up to 4 something, 405. But yeah, it doesn't give you very many alerts, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so William, if you're asking for it to auto trade for you, don't do it. Okay, you can subscribe to Trade Ideas. The AI, what you'll see is this. Okay, before you would ever auto trade the AI, all right, you can practice. You can see how it would work. Okay, I think you'll not like the results in terms of auto trading. You know, you can take a look at the alerts, treat it like a watch list, and trade them, okay, as opposed to auto trading them. But listen, if you're bound and determined to figure out if that would be good for you, all you have to do is you just click on the Holly tab in this Brokerage Plus window. You turn all the strategies on every day and let them work. And you'll be the judge whether or not you think it should be good to auto trade. We don't recommend auto trading. Sorry to sort of burst that balloon. I think what people, especially if you're new to trading at all, I know what you're looking for. You want something that's just going to trade for you every single day automatically and make you lots of money. It's not going to happen. Exactly. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe, but I just don't see it. Listen, if it were doing that, I'd be doing it too, guys. Well, William, I'll tell you what. Again, you can take out a premium subscription for 1 month, okay, to see how it works. Turn on the AI strategies. You know, you can pick if you just want to go long. You know, you pick the long strategies, or you pick them all, turn them all on, and let it rip and see what happens. You can get I'll give you a discount. William, I'll give you a promo code that you can use, okay? Click on my homepage. You know what? That's not going to work. Just give me a moment. Because it's run into... so here's the promo code you can... Well, go to my homepage. I'll just click on my homepage link and you'll see the promo code. Okay? Okay, William, so right underneath your post, I have my homepage link. So when you click on it, this is what you'll see. And right here, there's a promo code you can use, 15% off. That's the first month only, okay? And so you can try the premium subscription right here. I'm sorry, right on the monthly, Okay, right here. Okay? Okay, create and save your custom layout. Okay, so first of all, are you brand new to Trade Ideas, Kev? Because these are short lessons. That'll show you how you do that. If you're brand new, I suggest you take a look at it anyway. But are you talking about creating something in the channel bar up here, or are you talking about just creating, your first layout? Just creating your first layout. Okay. Well, okay, so creating your first layout, well, I mean, obviously you have to have, some scans that you want to take a look at. So, I mean, you could have my layout to start, okay? But what I would do, well, okay, we have some custom scanners here, in the channel bar. I really think you should take a look at the lessons though, all right? But if you click on from the toolbar, click on New, and then start from scratch again. Click on New, and then Channel Bar. Here are all of the layouts that we've got, themed layouts. You can take a look at them, and this is what you can do. Let me, in fact, before I do it, let me just want to do one thing, a couple things on my other windows. There we go. I knew I didn't have that pinned. Just give me a moment, okay? Just give me a moment, Kev. I think we're good. Okay, well, if I've got one that isn't, that's okay. Okay, so watch what I do. And this is for anybody else who's starting out. I mean, obviously I have my layout. No, it doesn't, Gordon. It doesn't do that. Because your idea of an optimum stock may not be somebody else's, okay? I mean, everybody, momentum, some people like momentum trades, some people like pullback, some people, there's all sorts of different styles of trading. Okay, so watch, Kevin. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to go from new, or click on new from our toolbar, click on channel bar. Just got to click it right, click on channel bar. So here are the channels that we've got. All right, all these themed channels. Let's just say you want to be a momentum trader, or you want to take a look at this momentum channel. So you click on it. And instead of loading here, it loaded on my other one. Okay, just give me a moment here. It loaded on my other monitor, so just give me a moment, okay? Normally that would not happen, but I think in my rebooting and all, okay, this is going to look a little muddled, but anyway. Okay, so so this is the channel, okay? You have this single stock window, you have these three scanners. So let's just say you looked at this Momo scanner. You looked at the Momo scanner and you thought, okay, that looks interesting. So you right click and click on configure, summary. Now you see the filters that are being used, in this particular scanner. So you might look at this and go, okay, I like the idea, but maybe I want to change the price range. Instead of 1 to 50, maybe I want 1 to 10 as an example. Okay. Maybe my minimum volume, I'm looking, okay, see how it changed? Maybe I want my minimum volume to be a little higher, so I can change that to 350,000. Okay, see how I've changed it? And you might want to leave these two. I mean, this is why this is momentum. Last minute, 1,000% of normal. Last 5 minutes, 400% of normal. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that you say, okay, that's what I want. So you've taken a window from one of our channels and you've sort of customized it, okay, for your liking. Now the next step is you right click, save or share to cloud, save. Now you've put it into the cloud. I'm going to show you why, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another channel. Okay, the idea is that you can go to each channel and take a look at them. What sort of scans do we have on those channels? The short squeeze channel. Now this is okay. I don't know what's going on, guys. It's driving me crazy right now. But normally the window would open right here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you here. Shorts feeling the pain. I'm just going to show you the scans. Okay. Okay, so because when you click on a channel, it replaces the previous channel or the previous layout, okay? They're all layouts. So you might look at this and go, short hedge funds could be in panic mode, okay? You take a look at the summary. If you want to make changes, go ahead, save it, etc. So you see the concept then is that you can go through every channel. You can kind of pick and choose. Let me just save this one to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to delete. I want to get rid of all the unpinned channels. So now I'm back to my layout. Now you'll probably just have a toolbar at the top. Now what you can do is File, load from cloud, and you see I've got these two up here. If you've just started, you'll only see these two. So you click on the one, load. Now you've got that loaded onto your screen. File, load from cloud. Do the next one, load. Now you've got the second one. Okay? So you kind of see that you can kind of build your own layout from all of the scans that we created in the channel bar. Once you've, now, first of all, don't have too many, all right? The biggest problem when you're first starting out is that you want to have every single scan up and running. So, it's going to take time. I mean, you might get one and look at it, and then later on say, you know what, I don't really like the way this is, I don't like the alerts I'm getting, so you just say, I don't want that anymore in my layout. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you put a few scans up. You can create your charts. When you start off, just click on New, and then Chart Window. And you can put some charts up. You might want a single stock window. I think that's good. File, New, Single Stock Window. Okay, there it is. And so basically, you can kind of pick and choose what your layout should be. Once you've got your layout as you want it, then you file, save or share to cloud, click on entire layout, and I'm talking to Kev in the YouTube room, but I'm sure other people could be interested. Give it a name. You could call it Kev's layout. Save it. So now your layout is saved. You've just created your very first layout. And of course you can have multiple layouts if you want. The other thing I would do is I would save it. So that's saving it to the cloud. I'd also save it to your computer. File, save layout, give it a name. Okay, save it to your computer too. Saving to the cloud is really important though. Just going to get rid of these. It's really important because, well, two things. If something, I'm using a desktop, obviously. So if something happened to my desktop, in the next second or so, it starts to smoke and fire and explode. Well, too bad, right? I've got to get a new desktop. But all I have to do then is download Trade Ideas, and then I can load everything back from the cloud. File, load from the cloud. If you've saved everything, all your work into the cloud, you can always load everything back from the cloud. All right? I save individual scans, and all my layouts are in the cloud. I save the individual scans because from time to time, I've got a lot of alert windows that I've created over the years. I mean, here they all are. And sometimes, over the weekend or even, after hours, I might take a look at one and say, I wonder what this one gave me. Maybe I should start looking at that one again. All right, maybe get rid of one and replace it. So that's why it's a good idea to save your individual scans to the layout, to the cloud. The second big reason for doing it is that you can have Trade Ideas on as many devices as you want. So if you've got a laptop, you've got a tablet, you can have Trade Ideas on as many devices as you want. You can only have it loaded one device at a time, but you can guess what I'm going to say. So let's say now you want to have Trade Ideas on your laptop. So you load the program and then file, load from cloud. So you don't have to recreate everything from scratch. All right? So that should get you started. And the other thing that JB is talking about also is that you just don't want to get carried away with a number of scans, okay? 2:43 already. No, I'll just take the time. I mean, there are new people, and I know old people have heard this over and over again, so I'm sorry to bore you. But, I started out as a customer with Trade Ideas in 2010, just a customer like anybody else that's in this room. And I was so excited, and I had to have every scan that I could think of. And, I go on the internet, and people were saying, you should have this type of a scan, and I'd see if I could put it together within Trade Ideas. If I could, great. So I had probably 30 scans, top lists, alert windows. I had everything under creation. And so what was happening is I would be clicking on alerts madly all day long and getting nothing done. And it took me a while. It took me a while because then you go through, okay, which ones do I get rid of? Well, I can't get rid of that one because look at the great alerts I got out of that one today. So I better save that one. And man, I can't get rid of that one because yesterday it gave me some great alerts. So you can really, if you're a hoarder, you know what I'm talking about. So eventually though, I learned I had to get rid of some scans. Now getting rid of doesn't mean just Xing them out for eternity. I would save them to the cloud. And I could always take a look at them later on. But eventually I built a layout that I'm comfortable with using virtually day in and day out. My layout has not changed, with mild exceptions, over the last 5 to 10 years. Okay? So that's another, recommendation, that you don't get too carried away with all the different types of scans that you can have. Wow. Okay, we're almost at the end. This last hour went pretty quickly. Well, why don't you pop it in? Pop the cloud link in, Lily, and let's take a look. I've got time, so. Coming from you is way, I always say this and I'm not kidding. Okay? Coming from you as a customer rather than myself is more powerful, Gordon. Now, if you're talking about individual channels, no. I mean, we don't want to get too carried away, but if you can put all that, into one, well, you don't just send info@trade-ideas.com as a suggestion. Okay, and it gets looked at. Yeah, so I mean, you're asking for a lot of different things. I mean, but listen, if you're that interested, why don't you just create your own symbol list of stocks like that? You seem very gung-ho. I know you've asked that question before about robotics, etc. Why don't you just, do some work, find out the stocks that you're interested in, okay, and create a symbol list with them in it, and you can monitor it. Okay, so Matt, the definition of a gap is the first print of the day. Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake, a stock closed yesterday at $10 and its first print of the day is 11 today, the very first trade. So that'd be like a 10% gap. Change from the close is so that gap percent is going to be a fixed number. Okay, because there can only obviously be one print, the first print of the day. Okay? Yeah, there were a lot of different symbol lists there. I don't know if what he's talking about is going to be there. Well, not the first minute, the very first trade, the very first trade of the day. Okay, literally the first trade of the day. So that's the gap. That's a definition of the gap. Whereas the change from the close, of course, will fluctuate all day long. Yeah, it's here, okay? I don't know if we have those, but if you go to symbol lists, add existing lists, and then if you scroll down to sectors. Now you may find, we may have a sector already in here. I don't know if we do. But listen, what I would do, because listen, we're not infallible. We may create a symbol list, but it may not have everything you want in it. Why don't you do that? Why don't you create your own symbol list with all those sort of stocks in there? Do some research, find out what stocks, like you talked about JD, you talked about, just do some a search, create your own symbol list. And you can add and subtract. And then create an alert window or a top list window or both and attach the symbol list to it. Have you created a symbol list before? Watch list, what we call. Okay. Then here's a video on how to do it and how to attach it. Just a minute. Let me find it. Here we are. Oh, you have watched the video. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's what I would do. No, 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 no. Those aren't videos. No, no. Okay, so this is what I meant. Right here, creating a symbol list. This is the one. Not the 20 lessons. It might be in there, but this is, I think I did this on my own, creating a symbol list. I may have done this on my own. I can't remember anymore. So, but this is a YouTube video for sure. The 20 lessons, they're text-based. Why is, I don't understand the question, Wolfram, P-A-L-F. I don't understand your question exactly. So this is a pink sheet stock. So I don't understand your question. Why is P-A-L-F not added to the symbol? Like, what symbol list are you talking about? This is a pink sheet stock. So, I mean, it's only, 3 cents. So I'm not sure what you mean. William, we'll see you on Monday. Yes, we will. Well, it's possible that in your liked, you haven't selected, because this is a pink sheet stock. You have to make sure that you have the exchange selected. Okay, so configure and exchanges. Make sure you've got the exchanges selected for pink sheet stocks. And that's probably the reason. Okay, so you go to exchanges and make sure they're checked. Probably the reason, I think the default is not to have them checked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the reason. So you don't want to show it, Lily. I got time. May not have as much time on Friday, on Monday. All right. There's no specific link, Gordon. Okay, just info@trade-ideas.com, and somebody will read it and realize it's a suggestion, and it goes into they'll place it in another folder. Don't hold your breath though. I mean, seriously, for all those different types of, I understand what you're looking for, but for all those different types of channels, like Sam said, I would create my own symbol list. Then you're for sure going to be able to track what you want to track. Watch the video. Look. I mean, trading is do research too. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, this watch list that I create every single day requires me at the end of the day, every single day, to go through about 15 different scans to come up with stocks that I think we should watch tomorrow. So, when I shut down the room, my day is not done. So I think that you, as an individual who really likes these different types of sectors and stocks that might be in the sectors, create your own watch list. Yeah, so close to a breakout. So I see what Zach is looking at. He's looking at these bottoming tails on the 15-minute chart, guys. So this could be close to a breakout. Yes. What does this mean? So look, again, what does a bottoming tail mean? So when you look at this 15-minute chart, let me maybe make it a little bit bigger. Hey, we see some green, some green. So bottoming tails, these are good clues. They can be good clues. What does a bottoming tail mean? So at one point, the sellers had this down here, and then the buyers close it here. The sellers tried again. Remember, at one point, this was a big red candle down here. The buyers close it up here. The sellers tried again. Okay, another bottoming tail. Buyers close it up here. The sellers are still trying to knock this down. There's that bottoming tail, but the buyers look like they're trying to regain some control. Okay, eventually the sellers will give up for a while anyway, and then they'll let the buyers have control for a while. Okay, so what Zach is saying is that, I mean, if this next candle, remains this narrow and then starts to move higher, we could see quite the bounce. No, unfortunately not, Night Fox. Everybody's symbol list, watch list is unique to their account. So, if I wanted to share this as an example, the symbol list would not copy. Well, guys, I think that might be about it for me. Is there any other questions? You too, Rubber. The reason why, okay, in that particular case, that's because it's what we call a global list. Okay, I know it's a little confusing. That's why I can share this. Yes, I can share this. But if I were to create my own symbol list, if you were to create your own symbol list, put stocks in, and then attach them to an alert window, and then try to share it, it wouldn't work. This is what we call a global list, available for everybody. So that was a bad example. When I said, if I wanted to share this one. The global lists are available for everybody. I'm the only one. Well, I'm the only one. I mean, certain people within Trade Ideas can make the changes to that global list. That's why when we go to the channel bar, I'm not going to do it, but a lot of the channels within the channel bar, a lot of the scans within the channel bar have what we call a global symbol list attached to it, so that when you click on a channel, everybody can see that same list. But if you're going to create your own symbol list and then try to pass it on to somebody, that won't work. Okay? No way to see the global list. No. One reason, I mean, I suppose in theory we could make it read only, but no, we don't. We can't have people, of course, being able to have access to the list and then making changes on their own, thereby changing it for everybody. So, you too, Tank. All right, guys, I think that is it. I don't see any other questions. It is now just about 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Okay, MK. If you want to send something to me, just do info@trade-ideas.com, okay, Gordon? I mean, it's a general email that comes in, and if you're directing it to me, I will see it. But again, if you're going to ask for that specific those channels, please don't, because I'm not the person. Okay, so your layout is a jumbled mess. Are you using our app or the web-based version? Please say you're using the app. Oh, okay, good. All right, so this is. Now, I don't know why it's a jumbled mess exactly, but let's say it is. So, can it's easy enough to drag the windows around. How many monitors do you have? MK, how many monitors do you have? Okay, so this is what you do. You put your toolbar in the upper left-hand corner of what you're going to call your main monitor. Okay. Now, try to take your jumbled mess and put all the windows where you want them on your main monitor, what you're going to call your main monitor. And then on your other, like I've got, my spider sector list, on another monitor. Put everything where you want on your other monitor, all your Trade Ideas windows on your other monitor. Once you've done that to your satisfaction, okay, then click on Tools, Options, and Layouts. So Tools from the toolbar, Tools, Options, Layouts. And then, oh, you know what? That's why it was doing that. That's why it was doing that. I know. Okay, I understand now why that was happening. And then click on, check that Open Relative to Main window and save it. Okay. Once you do that, every time you open Trade Ideas, so when you exit Trade Ideas, make sure you save your work. Always save. So you can save your layout. You can overwrite. You can overwrite your layout. You can save it to the cloud. When you file, you click on exit. I don't want to do that. I can do it now. When it says file, say yes. When you do that, and then when you come back and load Trade Ideas, all your windows will be exactly where you want them to be. No more jumbled mess. That I do know. Tools, Options, and Upgrade. And it'll tell you. So Tools, Option, Upgrade. So it'll tell you, production releases, or you can click on all releases. Okay. And if you can upgrade now. Okay, MK, is that good? Well, I can't tell you. I don't know why you have the mess. I think if you get everything arranged the way you want it to, and then go through that, tools, options, layout, and then check relative to, okay, then it should work. Guys, I'm whipped. Love all the questions, though. Love all the questions. Keeps me going. Keeps my interest up. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I will, first of all, before I do that, just give me a moment, please. All right, just wanted to get the closing in correctly. Okay, guys, so I'm shutting the room down now. Have a great weekend, everybody.